almost falls down. Throws to the end zone. Owens! Owens! Owens!
It will change, and I'm not trying to tell you something. It's going to change. It's not like that. Okay, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from. It will change. And it will change because they wanted to change, not because of me. It will change because they want to be champions.
Smith in a gun with Gore in his left hip. Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's good! Touchdown, 49! Vernon Davis with the play of his life. It all comes to this fourth down. 4th and 4 at the San Francisco 10. Ryan in a shotgun. Rodgers to his left. 3 receivers right. Ryan takes the snap. Looking, pressure, throws middle. Broken up, biting. Navarro Bowman. And the 49ers silence the house.
Oh, yeah. Off season for cunts. I'm a cunt and you're a cunt. We're all here together on this trip. A few more weeks and cunt season ends and we're ready to move on and become adults again. But in the meantime, we're here. We're going to make the best of this, a few weeks. I've got some very interesting stories to tell. Probably get right into that. Steve, you have anything you feel needs addressing right out of the gate?
Injuries.
We're going to hold off because I actually have something.
There were injuries?
Oh, there were injuries.
Somebody got hurt? I didn't even notice.
Steve chomping at the bit to get to the bad news. We know that deal. This is the Gold-Blooded Podcast, everybody. Okay, so what we're going to say is if you're a new listener, why don't you drop us an email and tell us about how great we are. It's the goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com. If you're an old listener, drop us an email and tell us how great we are. What else do we have?
Or shit on us and we just won't read it.
Yeah. No, we'll probably read it.
We're more likely to read it.
We're absolutely going to read
And
it.
then the
Probably
person
read it and then threaten you.
and then the person that shit on us would listen again.
to hear
like
themselves
him, just-
right.
oh, yeah.
We know. Who are the people? Who are they? Like the shit-talking emailers of past?
Cunts?
No, I didn't know if you had their names.
Oh, I don't know.
Already.
No.
TD Kent. Is that the one I hate? Titus McCain?
Yes.
Yeah. Bringing the hate in this year, too.
That's your stalker.
He could suck my dick still. We found him. You found him. My team found him. I'm not sweating it. All right. There was a preseason game. They played the Cowboys. Oh, so regardless, we said check out the email. Check out the Instagram. Mike Curran's going to step his game up, right, Steve?
Stepping his game up, yeah.
For the new season?
Yeah.
All right, guy.
Preseason's time to work out all the kinks.
That's it. Iron it out, kid. I guess we have a Patreon, but I can't dare ask anybody for anything. But it's there if you're rich and you feel like hooking us up. Figure it out. Ain't hard to find a way to pay us.
I think you should have to contribute to the Patreon now.
Why?
Something we all know. The listeners don't know.
Oh, yeah. I will. I'll gladly make a donation. I don't give a fuck. Baby!
I don't know where you're going.
Maybe they don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, just kidding.
Oh, mommy and daddy got paid.
Oh, easy guy.
Might as well burn that fucking fourth wall down, Steve.
Yeah, come on,
I
guy.
had to play theater of the mind.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So
I was
that
trying to word my way around it.
I mean,
Something that they don't know.
I gave him good enough,
Yeah. Good enough for him to blurt out
Yeah.
the fucking...
not to ruin it. All right.
You got to give them a peek behind the curtain every once in a while.
People that need to know, no. All right, so do you want to do the injuries?
That was a joke. Do what you wanted to.
All right. So what Rob and I were alluding
I think
to.
you should. I think he should give you the list, and you should do the injuries.
I would never do that.
Off season.
Under any circumstances. I think Chris should do the injuries. So we had my father here for dinner and his wife last Friday night. So dinner was going well enough, like better than I had expected. Like, are they praying? Right? In the background, we should also say this. In the background, while we record, we have the Cowboys game on from the other night on repeat. And there was just an injury, and they looked like they were praying for him, whoever was down. So we had dinner, and it was going surprisingly better than I had ever imagined. So we get to dessert. We're about to serve some nice Italian ice, nice multiple flavored dishes of Italian ice. It was nice. And my father turns to his wife and says, "You believe these NFL players are still fucking kneeling?" Now, for whatever it's worth, I would never go to my father's house. Now, I know where my father sits politically, and it's pretty obvious I am always going to side with black people. You know what I mean? Like, no question. Even if they're wrong, I'm siding with black people. Like, because whatever. I'm not going to get into why, but whatever. So he knew that, and he came here and he took a shot on purpose to get me fired up. There was no need for it. It was just totally... And at first, I engaged him in what I thought would be a two-way political conversation. I said, I understand why you'd be upset as a veteran. You feel you gave a lot for this country, and you feel that should be respected, and I understand that. Do you know why originally Colin Kaepernick took a knee? And he gave me a diluted black power answer. He even said they put the fist in the air. Like, he was racist, no question. You know what I mean? And I was like, no. Let me just try to have this conversation with you. People of color are being killed in the street by the police. Colin Kaepernick was trying to innocent people, Colin Kaepernick was trying to bring light to that. Now, I can't speak on every other NFL player, but that was what Colin Kaepernick's initial goal was. You're offended as an American because of what you've done. Now, at no point during this conversation have I heard you say, I understand black people are being killed. You fail to realize, you fail to see the other side. You're a racist, and I won't let you sit here at my house and preach that bullshit. If you don't like it, there's the fucking door. Bounce. Things got awkward. Jessica's mother ran up the stairs. Like, it was full-blown awkward. There, I was like, fuck you if you don't like it.
Oh, her mother was here too?
Yeah, we were sitting out there under candlelight. It was fucking crazy. It was like the weirdest, surrealist scene of my life. Yeah. So then he was like, he then told me that racism is better now than it was in the 60s. I congratulated him. And we moved on from the political conversation.
Did you see that Jerry Jones failed to remove his cap for the national anthem?
There's not much of a surprise there. I mean, come on.
I love that they're nitpicking the players so hard, so now everybody can have their eyes on the other end of the spectrum. Jerry Jones, are you standing?
Yeah.
Is your hat off? Is your hand over your heart?
It's fucking silly. So I feel like I won the argument, like the debate, up until it didn't turn a debate, and it turned if you don't fucking like it, doggy, I could drag you out of here however you want to do it. Like, your father or not, I'm not going to have that here. So, it was cool. So, just thought we should talk about that.
All right.
On to the injuries.
All right, to start off.
I love it. Seamless.
George Kittle, tight end. Separated shoulder. He is week to week.
I'm going to step away for a moment.
Likely not going to see him for the rest of the preseason, although they believe that he will be ready to return to the lineup for the week 1 game. Matt Breida, another separated shoulder. Same thing, week to week. They expect him back for week 1. Eric Armstead with the hamstring. He is week to week. I haven't heard any updates on him whatsoever. I mean, would he make it 2 days in training camp at this point? Jerick McKinnon went down, scared everybody a few days ago. I think it was just a pulled hamstring, but some of the people thought it might have been an ACL or an MCL, but he got evaluated for it and it ended up just being a strained muscle. Kwan Williams, ankle, he is, I think it says, out the rest of the week, and they will reevaluate next week. Linebacker Malcolm Smith, who didn't play all of last year, hamstring. He is out for the rest of this week, and they're going to reevaluate next week. Offensive tackle Gary Gilliam in concussion protocol. Solomon Thomas, concussion protocol. Eli Harold, knee injury. He's day-to-day. Edge rusher Jeremiah Tachu, groin, day-to-day. Max McCaffrey, wide receiver, foot, day-to-day. Tight end Cole Wick, day-to-day. Linebacker Brock Coyle. And Richard Sherman, the hamstring. Joshua Garnett, he's got a knee injury, and J.P. Flynn knee injury, and Mike Person had a recovery day. So those last 3, Richard Sherman, Joshua Garnett, and J.P. Flynn, they are doing activities on the field, but they're not in full contact, full team participation. But they are out there in pads and uniform and running around.
They're probably being more cautious this week than other weeks because it's joint practices.
And I'm sure that Richard Sherman, being the veteran he is and getting paid what he is, that they're not going to rush him back by any means.
Well, and if we were at home playing our own team,
yeah,
but we're on the road playing some other team,
yeah,
there's no reason to.
So I think that we will see Richard Sherman in the preseason, though. Maybe week 3.
Yeah, probably.
He'll play some snaps week 3. Definitely not week 4. Nobody plays week 4.
Probably,
but
maybe even just one set.
Yeah.
Just one
but
drive.
That is that. And like I said, Joshua Garnett getting back on the field is a good thing because, I mean, that dude's doing himself no favors.
And, is he actually going to start?
It's looking. I would put the odds on being doubtful. I would
really.
He'll be back up.
I would. Even making the roster, I would put his odds at 50-50 at this point.
He was a first-round pick?
I know.
But
he can't stay healthy.
Did we trade back for him? Was that the one, or did we take him outright early?
We traded up for him. We had like an early second, and we traded up 7 spots.
Right, but we also took somebody else in the first. We had 2 first rounds that year,
that
right?
was DeForest Buckner. DeForest Buckner and
Josh Garnett. He had a sack
Garnett.
before in this game.
DeForest Buckner's a fucking animal.
He had the sack on Dak Prescott.
He did.
Okay, well, that's fucking nonsensical that he's not going to start. I love it.
This is another injury for you.
I know, it's great that we have this game on and we're just watching dead 49ers every other play.
But that is it for the injuries if you guys want to get into the game.
You don't want to run him down again so Joe can hear him? That's his new thing. He's going to leave when you do the injuries.
I was in the other room making a drug deal on the phone, and I didn't want to interrupt the injuries. I was planning on doing that on air, but...
This is his new thing. He leaves and comes back as soon as they're over.
Wait till the drugs arrive.
Did anybody here torture themselves and stay up until 1 a.m. East Coast time to watch that fucking game live?
Steve, I fell asleep as it kicked off. Like, it was kicking off, and I was like, oh, record, nighty-night, don't care.
Yeah, I watched until like the middle of the second quarter and said, why am I torturing myself here?
I've had so much fun watching golf this summer. I'm still not even really, like, geared into football.
I caught the end of that tournament.
Well, I think we should address the very serious elephant in the room anyway.
What's that?
The fact that Joe's watching football.
Agreed. So
yes, I do remember now.
It's RG3 being on a roster and Colin Kaepernick not being on
If
a roster.
RG3 got signed instead of Colin Kaepernick, Joe wasn't watching football.
Right.
He's already gone back on his word.
So here's what I'm going to say. I will not watch live football. All right? Until he's not on a roster, RG3. As long as him and Colin Kaepernick are both unemployed, then I'm going to watch the NFL. I've stated that. But as long as he's employed, I will not watch the 49ers live. Or... I'll watch a day before the podcast just for the sake of the show.
What if he's on a practice squad? Still count?
That's employment, man. He's getting paid to play football.
It's so hard to watch a game after you know what's going to happen.
Yes. I know.
Like, especially a loss.
So that's probably worse.
No, we won.
I know, but like throughout
moving
the season,
forward, if
we lose a game and he's got to watch it like the day before we podcast, knowing we lost, those games are so hard to fucking watch.
I will. I'll do it. Whatever I have to do to, solidarity with Colin Kaepernick.
Okay.
Do you watch on one knee?
I will.
Maybe that's the compromise. You can watch live, but it has to be in public, and you have to take a knee while it's playing.
In a Kaepernick jersey? In my child's medium Kaepernick jersey?
Just you at like Buffalo Wild Wings in a Kaepernick jersey on one knee watching the 49ers game live.
How long...
Would it take for that video to get to Barstool or something?
No, before he got in a fist fight.
How long before the fist fight? That's my question.
First quarter, no doubt.
First quarter, first game?
Yes. In a public place like that, imagine the fucking right wingers in a place like that on a football Sunday.
This is a pretty liberal state, though.
Oh, Steve.
Buffalo Wild Wings on a football Sunday?
Agreed. There are no Democrats in
I guess
there.
I didn't take into consideration.
There's NASCAR going on in that bitch. Nah, doggy.
No way.
There ain't no soccer fans in there.
There's so much camouflage in that fucking place.
Hunting camouflage. Not like I'm fucking like Florida strawgrass fucking camouflage.
Real tree.
Yeah. Shit bags.
I didn't say that. That's your opinion.
Yeah, that is my opinion. I don't give a fuck. And my father's moving down there to be with him. I hope they lynch him.
Why the fuck are there 4 preseason games?
Even my fucking boss.
Insane.
Even my boss, him and I don't agree with much, whether it be electrical theory or 49er football. And he was like, there should be fucking 18-2, no question. I was like, yeah, man, you're fucking right, there should be. I can't think of a better solution.
Remember that?
Well, the problem is they want more money if it's 18-2.
Fucking give them money.
Yeah, give them money.
Yeah. They're going to end up paralyzed, half fucking brain dead.
Pointless games.
Yeah.
pointless, meaningless fucking
Yeah,
games.
6 fucking right here. This should be the most prime example of fucking why there should not be preseason games.
Remember,
Wow, that's your stud 7th round pick. That guy's gonna make the team.
Yeah.
Julian Taylor?
Beast.
Yeah, he's gonna be on the team for sure.
Remember in Baltimore, Joe? We went down there for the preseason game, and we were sitting next to that fan, and he was making the case that the starter should play the whole fucking game because they should be hungry.
I don't remember that. Oh, I do. The guy, he had a lot of deluded theories,
fucking
right,
idiot.
on football. Yeah. I don't like. I couldn't place the guy's face, but yeah, I remember not being satisfied
Did you
with
see
that
the
conversation.
the Browns? Oh my god.
Oh, hold on. I got something on the Browns too, but you go
This
first.
is the most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh, I wonder if we're talking
So
about
the
the same
fucking player gets in trouble.
Nope.
Yes.
And the coach decides his punishment is to leave him in a preseason game
He was a rookie.
when he's saying, I'm tired and need to come out.
Yeah.
Are you fucking insane?
It's a good way to get
everything we've been talked about.
With all the
Every
player
player
safety.
safety.
What in the fuck is that? First of all, what good did that do? Right? It just made him pissed off. That's all you did.
That's a great way
And-
to get sued.
And somebody, I forget who it was, I want to say it was a former player, or maybe it was a veteran, said, if I'm a rookie on that team, I'm going out and get in trouble the next week.
Yeah.
Because the punishment is more playing time.
There's
I might make the team if I get more
Half
playing
of that
time.
roster is dying to get out there in
How
a meaningless
fucking
game.
stupid is that?
So, did you guys see what Bud Light did in Cleveland?
I did.
I was impressed with that.
Yeah.
Did you see this? They put full coolers in 10 or 12 bars stocked with a couple hundred Bud Lights.
Yeah.
First time the Browns win a game, they're breaking those bitches open. Free beer for everybody. That's fucking
That's hilarious.
Yeah, hats off to Bud Light on that one. Good
And
for
I
them.
will say that the ignorance of Hugh Jackson to punish a player like that proves that this team, no matter who they fucking signed, is not going anywhere.
Oh,
No.
wait, I got one more about Hugh. Did you see this one? Now, I think it was the Jets. It was either the Jets or the Browns. Somebody got injured, and then they spoke about the wide receiver spoke about his injury.
Jets, Terrell Pryor.
Terrell Pryor, and then the fucking coach was like, "Well, that guy's a fucking idiot and should keep his mouth shut." Like in no uncertain terms,
Yeah.
he was like, "Fuck that guy's mouth," right?
Yeah.
Who is it, Todd Bowles? Is that
Yeah.
their coach?
Said it about the guy that used to be with Cleveland, right?
Terrell Pryor.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
How great is that?
Like the guy gets grilled nonstop.
There's 32 head coaches in the NFL, and they couldn't find someone smarter than Hugh Jackson and Todd Bowles.
No, but they've left Hugh
Like,
Jackson.
how
No,
fucking insane is that?
Hold on. How many wins does he have in 2 seasons?
One.
2 seasons. If that was 1 season, I'd be like, dog, your ice, it's so thin, I don't even know. But then they let him skate through a whole nother motherfucker.
Yeah.
How?
When he was hired, he was viewed as the catch of that offseason as a coach. I remember because we were looking at Chip Kelly. That was the year that we hired Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
I was on Hugh for a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
I was because he's black, no doubt. I'm like, black guy, I'll take him. You know what I mean? Like,
Did any of you guys watch the Hard Knocks episode?
No.
no.
There was a scene where they were in a meeting, coaches meeting, and the offensive coordinator and I think the wide receivers coach were telling Hugh that there's these players that are taking days off over minor injuries, and it's setting a precedent where these players aren't getting any better by sitting out. And Hugh said, well, I've been on your side of the spectrum where I want players to play, but now I'm on this side of the spectrum, and this is my show, and we're going to run it the way I want to run it.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I'm pretty much saying this verbatim.
No, I read it. You're right, yes.
And
I got you now. Okay.
He's literally okay with players like not wanting to practice.
Yeah, there seems like that shit.
They're fucked.
They should go fuck.
with Greg Williams.
Yeah, like they're gonna.
They're
have,
fucked.
I mean, even okay. So at best, right? They go 1-7 to start the season, right? Maybe 2-6, maybe.
I haven't seen their schedule, but
Okay, right? Maybe. Let's just say. So finally, ownership is like, okay, 4 wins in 2.5 seasons, unacceptable. You're fired, and then it still doesn't get better.
They traded. I think
It's
pretty
so
sure
good.
Corey Coleman was a top 10 pick.
he was a first round for sure.
He was definitely first rounder, but I think he was top 10
I
even.
think you might be right.
And they traded him to Buffalo for a seventh
Seventh
round
round.
pick 2 years from now. Not even next year's 7th round pick.
Yeah,
Literally got rid of him for
And he
nothing.
asked for it. They weren't giving him enough playing time, and he said, if you're not going to use me, trade me somewhere that will. And they got a 7th rounder for him.
Insane.
Yeah, I mean,
And they're just okay with Josh Gordon not showing up. And
As
They
much
are fucked.
as
They're so fucked.
as high as we are on the 49ers, I mean, it's got to easily be the most fucked up organization in all of professional sports, right? At this point?
It's got to be.
I mean,
The worst part is that they're
the 76ers turned it around. Like they compete. Like they roll hard now.
The worst part of this whole thing is that the hard salary cap in the NFL is supposed to keep a level playing field
Yeah.
for the whole league. It's not like they're just a franchise that doesn't have money. They have the same amount of money as any other NFL
Yeah.
franchise that they're allowed to spend. Like there's baseball teams that just refuse to spend money and they never win.
Well, it's not even that. Sometimes you can't afford, like, if you're in a small market and you're not selling out and you're not filling your stadium, like, the Browns aren't selling as much merchandise.
Of course
They're
not.
not making as much money.
Of course not.
So they may not be able to afford what the 49ers can afford.
But as far as the salary
But they
cap
can all
goes,
afford the salary cap in the NFL. Like, they may not be able to afford the same amount for a coach or something. I don't know. And in baseball, it's different because there is no salary cap. There's like a tax if you spend
Yeah,
a
there's
certain
a
amount.
tax penalty.
And sometimes it gets so high that those franchises just can't pay it.
Right.
Like, they're just... I mean, you watch some baseball games and there's like nobody in the fucking stands. They probably aren't even making enough to run the stadium that day, let alone pay millions and millions of dollars for
And
players.
the other difference in the NFL is like quality, like player life quality, like the how good their practice facilities are, how they travel in first class. I mean, I'm sure they all travel first class, but I'm sure everyone's always said the 49ers are one of the better, taking care of the players. I'm sure you go to a place like Cleveland or I don't know, fucking Jacksonville. Yeah, I mean, Tom Coughlin probably knows what's going on now, but like. I don't know. I'm sure the Chargers. I'm sure there was a fucking mess down there. You know what I mean? Shit like that. So
Did you see the Jalen Ramsey story?
I did.
they suspended 2 players.
I don't know. I just meant all the stuff all the shit he talked.
Yeah.
He
They-
went fucking off on
Wait,
everybody.
he's out with who?
Jacksonville.
I believe Jacksonville suspended 2 players in like the
Ramsey
same
and
day.
They
Dante
did suspend
Fowler.
him.
They suspended Fowler for fighting at practice.
Okay.
And then they suspended Ramsey for shit talking the media through a tweet
Oh,
like
that
a week
was?
ago. So
But this was like an article for GQ, and he just went off on everybody.
yeah,
He talked about a bunch of quarterbacks
he
in the
sucks.
NFL.
He sucks.
Yep.
He sucks. He's good. He sucks.
He called out Flacco, said Flacco sucks.
Yeah.
Then he said Matt Ryan is overrated. He said, how do you go from league MVP to having a bad year the next year? Meanwhile, Kyle Shanahan goes to San Francisco and makes Jimmy G a big star.
He
I
also
think it
said
was the coach and not you.
A few months ago, he said that it wasn't Garoppolo that kicked their ass. It was the scheme. So
Yeah.
he's not sold on Garoppolo, but he's not ready to say he sucks like everybody else.
He's just fuck him. At least he runs his mouth.
Josh Allen is trash, he said.
Yes.
That's the Bills drafted him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Allen is trash. I don't care what nobody say. He's trash, and it's going to show. That's a stupid draft pick to me. We play them this year, and I'm excited as hell. I hope he's their starting quarterback.
Yo, he could back it up though. Ramsey's a
How
fucking
great
stud.
is that?
Fuck it. What I have a question, Chris. Who's going to be the Jets quarterback this year? If they don't roll with Teddy Bridgewater, they're out of their fucking minds.
It's gonna end up being Sam Darnold.
They're out of their fucking minds.
I agree. You're gonna get better results with Teddy.
You could probably. I don't know that you're going to beat the Patriots, but you could probably get a wild card with Teddy Bridgewater.
I love Teddy, but I don't know about that. I don't think that team is good enough.
You're right, but I'm saying that's the best option for anything.
All right, you guys want to talk about the Niners a little bit?
Not really.
Yeah, I know. I fucking hate the preseason. It's horrible.
Steve, you love this shit.
I don't. But anyway, getting to the offense, Mike Person ended up starting at right guard because Joshua Garnett didn't play, and Jonathan Cooper
Oh, it ain't Goodwin, dog.
is out with an injury as well. So, first run of the game, he completely whiffed. And I'm like, all right, well, it didn't take me long to fucking get on my bad side with you. So, we gained, I think, McKinnon ended up with a negative yards rushed for the rest of for the entirety of the game. That offensive line, they got to fucking work on something because I didn't see anything out of Richburg that got me impressed. I didn't see anything out of Staley that got me impressed in the run game. I didn't see anything out of McGlinchey that really got me
How
impressed.
long did they really play? I'm sure McGlinchey
They
played
didn't play.
more, but
McGlinchey played a lot more than the rest of
how
everybody
do you say
else.
McGlinchey?
McGlinchey.
That's too much.
The only lineman I saw show up in the run game was Laken Tomlinson. And
I think I'm just gonna just call him 6'9" straight up because McGlinchey is just too much. So everybody, for now until he earns some sort of nickname, I'm rolling with 6'9".
I will say that the pass protection looked a lot better than it did last year.
Oh yeah, CJ Beathard didn't get hit with a fucking stick or anything in this game.
Oh, we'll get to him. He had a
The other
game.
kid, Nick Mullen, what's his name?
Nick Mullins.
I'm impressed with my knowledge of these people's names.
Me too.
Fuck.
First series,
Okay.
we get all the way down into a 3rd and long, and Garoppolo throws a sidearm dart to Richie James for a 3rd down conversion. And I thought that was notable because we all thought that Dante Pettis back up at every single position, but Trent Taylor didn't play, and it was Richie James in a spot right there, running with the first teamers.
His name's been mentioned a lot this year.
Yeah. I'm thinking
Is he undrafted or 7th round?
7th rounder. And I remember watching him, and I'm like, wow.
That was a nice pass by Beathard to Bourne.
I know I said the pass protection improved, but not when you ask Garrett Selleck to block DeMarcus Lawrence. That's a bad idea. Jimmy Garoppolo was hurried, and that led to a throwaway. He almost killed him. Like I said before, Joe Staley got moved with ease in the running game. I don't know how hard he was trying. It's fucking, 14th year in the season?
Yeah.
Preseason
He was
game.
playing Pro Bowl fucking style. He didn't give a fuck.
The offensive line pretty much collapsed. And
If
it
you don't
resulted
think
in a
Staley's
-5
coming
yard
out
line.
hard this year because he knows he's got a chance
Yeah.
to get the big ticket with Garoppolo, he's gonna be like an animal.
Father Time's undefeated, though.
He's a fat white guy. You don't have to do much. You know what I mean? I can't see why he can't do that at a high level until he's 40. Come on.
Yeah.
Father Time's undefeated.
Thanks, guy.
What is who are you, Chris Collinsworth?
Yeah, well, yeah.
That was a Monday Night Football quote if I ever heard one.
Get the fuck out of
Hi,
here.
you know what they say, Al? Father Time's undefeated.
Fuck out of here,
I'll
Madden.
come up with something more original next time.
Well, we call my uncle Father Time, so that's good.
I don't know. The play of the game to me was when Garoppolo found Goodwin on 3rd and long with DeMarcus Lawrence all over him, like right in his face. And that release is definitely the fastest release in the league by far. And nailed Goodwin, like right in the chest.
Both
15 yards down
Both
the
of his
field.
good plays were 3rd downs again.
3rd downs again.
It's a 3rd down machine. We should just take a knee on 1st and 2nd.
Yeah. Quickest release in the league. I'm ready to say it right now.
Whoa.
How fast he gets that ball out is unbelievable.
Quick shots, huh, guy?
Yes.
Blowing backs out.
Got that quick twitch.
Then Beathard came in. He looked horrible.
Every time I look up, he's oh Jesus Christ, that was brutal.
I had never seen him look this sloppy. He played started 3-4 games for us last year.
He won. Hoyer went 0-6.
Is that what it was? And
Oh no, Hoyer went 0-5. Then Beathard came in the middle of that one,
Yeah.
and then he won the Giants.
4
game.
more.
3 more.
3 more.
'Cause
Yeah,
they
so he
lost
played
that
5 games.
Yeah.
And this was the worst I'd ever seen him look, and I don't know if it had to do with what we were trying to do or what the defense was doing. In the preseason, you don't really scheme for the other team. You're kind of just working on stuff. So, you want to work on this play, but you know the defensive front that you're facing is not a good idea to run it, but you still run it anyway, and then you just end up looking bad. But he did not look good, especially his mechanics. He's throwing balls low. Balls are getting tipped up in the air, interceptions. I think he threw the ball that got batted 3 times in this game.
He just was on the run, and he was trying to make a play that was way out of his league.
You're not going to confuse him for an athlete. That's for damn
He
sure.
didn't, on that last rollout, he didn't, right? Did you see that? Like, he was moving okay. I was like, look at this fucking hillbilly.
He escaped the pressure. There was high pressure.
Yeah, he rolled out this side
He
like a
can-
full roll.
He can run, but as far as maneuvering in the pocket, that is not his strong
He's
suit.
got to improve his footwork,
Yeah.
would be my guess.
I'm just concerned because he looked worse in this with a full 2 off seasons with the team than he did last year. But we'll see what he looks like next
Let's
week.
just say there's no worry of him stealing Jimmy's job.
No.
Might have got drunk the night before. You don't know.
But I would love for him to be that comfortable backup that we have, where if Jimmy ever goes down, maybe things don't implode.
Right.
But anyway, he found Kendrick Bourne on a big 3rd down catch, and I got to say,
That must have been the one I just saw.
You want him to be Sean Hill.
yes.
Sean Hill.
That's what you want.
Dude.
You know?
Sean Hill.
You don't feel like, all right, we're the best team in the league, but you feel like, okay, we can still win these games.
Defense will do it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Maybe get a special teams deal. And Sean Hill is going to put up, 22 for, 31, 275
He'll keep you in the game. He ain't gonna win
2
it for you.
touchdowns and an interception.
He's
You
not
know
going to
what
win
I
it
mean?
for you, but he's not going to lose it for you.
Nope.
Yeah.
Very, what do they call that? Pedestrian effort.
But Kendrick Bourne, as a second year UDFA, he shows a lot of polish. The way that he can, everything he does, he looks crisp. The way he fully extends his arm to catch the ball. The catches are always clean. They're never bobbled. I think he definitely has a place in this league. I mean, whether it be a number 2 somewhere else or shit. I mean, Marquise Goodwin is even talked about as being a number 1 receiver now. If he ever ends up becoming that, I don't know. But, I mean, what he's done based on what his expectations were, he's already surpassed them. And he's definitely a lock to make the roster in my mind.
For all the talk of not having an actual number 1,
Right, we got a
That-
lot of fucking
very
solid
deep,
guys.
very deep.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain our receiving core to the guys I work with, and they were like, it's Trey, I got to get another big name. We should go after Dez. I'm like, no, that is the last fucking thing we should do. Like, right now we have a locker room that's 100% unified. You bring in a cancer like that, you don't know how that might go. It might work, but it might not. We are deep and young. Let it mature.
Yeah.
Just let Jimmy carry it and let it mature.
I mean,
you
I
got
don't-
Garcon, you got Goodwin. Goodwin matured tenfold as a man, a human, and a player last year. Let that wine ferment, doggy. It's going to be just fine.
Yeah, I'm very
And we
interested
lost
to
Garcon
see.
last year.
Yeah.
Right. You got him all year now.
I mean,
and you think he's hungry. He sees what Jimmy can do. He wants that.
We definitely don't have like a Antonio Brown or DeAndre Hopkins by any means, but I think we can definitely get by.
Yeah, well,
with what we
DeAndre
have.
Hopkins caught Jimmy Ward to the face today, yeah?
Yes, that's right.
I'm surprised nobody commented more on that. Rob,
Seems like they're blaming Hopkins for that one.
it looked like it was all Ward.
Yeah, from the video, it didn't look like it, but Houston sent Hopkins off the field, and Shanahan sent Ward off to the side where he kept working, but just not in the practice. But they sent Hopkins off the field.
Yeah, that was weird. It was
It
hard
could
to
just be
tell
different
from the
coaches.
video, like who really initiated it.
It could
It
just
looked
be-
like Ward did.
It could just be different coaches, different
Philosophies.
different punishments.
Shanahan's probably like, fuck him. I wish he was
And-
ours.
The other CJ Beathard moment, he finds Pettis on a deep ball, and he actually underthrew him. Had he hit him in stride, that would have been a touchdown.
That was it right there.
Was that it? No, that was Altrick Robinson.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, not much for the offense. The first teamers didn't play a lot, and I'm not really gonna waste my time on guys that I know aren't gonna make the team.
She's all right. She's a little confused.
Do you guys see Dante Pettis taking batting practice?
I heard
I
he
did.
put a couple out of the
He
park.
put a couple out.
Yeah,
Yeah, his father's like a coach with the Astros,
yeah.
and he took batting
It's
practice.
so,
He hit a couple out.
It's so weird, if you're
There it was, the tipped interception.
if your family's like how
Look at that tackle.
you know
huh?
his
Burbridge.
father coaches baseball, he's in the NFL. I don't know, it's just fucking shit is genetic, doggy.
Well, a good athlete is a good athlete.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that plays wide receiver in the NFL
Could
or
probably play-
cornerback in the NFL could probably play
outfield.
second base,
Yeah.
shortstop, center field. Maybe not on a major league baseball level, but at least on like a AAA or AA level.
Yeah,
Tim Tebow.
I mean, most of them had to pick which sport they were going to focus on in college to try to make it to the next level.
there was an interview with him I heard recently that in high school and I think college too. No, it wasn't college. In high school, he was his football coach was pressuring him to do football full time, and he told him to fuck off. He said, "I'm still playing baseball and basketball. You're not going to tell me any different."
That's great. And like to make it in a sport, a lot of times you have to go full time year round to get that coaching and practice. And I got a nephew that's 10-ish, and he just dropped football to go basketball year round.
Yeah. But I mean, coming into this year, I wasn't sure how the dynamics between Garcon and Garoppolo not playing together last year was gonna what was gonna happen with that this year, and the rapport that he built with Goodwin last year, how that was gonna carry over. Was he gonna take a step back? But by all reports, Goodwin is definitely the number one receiver on the team now, and Garoppolo's rapport with Garcon has been relatively quiet.
Interesting.
And we have all of these guys behind Garcon chomping at the
Yeah,
bit.
waiting to get there.
And who knows where Garcon is at this point. I mean, he's
Yeah.
31 years old. He's at that point in his career. We loved what he did for us last year, but you never know when that cliff's going to come. And maybe he's a surprise cut.
Julian Taylor.
Julian Taylor. Yeah, we'll get to him.
Never. They need his. They need his.
He's probably
veteran
more worth
status.
probably more worth a trade anyway. Somebody would pick up a Garcon.
What's
Yeah,
his?
probably.
What's his
I mean, for
contract?
He's definitely. This is without a doubt his last year.
because we signed him on a 2-year deal.
It was a 4-year deal, but his cap hit next year is like astronomical.
So he'd have to get restructured.
It'd have to get restructured. Or I have a feeling with all the guys chomping at the bit behind him, Kendrick Bourne, Dante Pettis, Richie James, you still got Trent Taylor. I mean, there's just not enough room for him next year.
But wide receiver is also a position injuries all the time. One of these guys could pull a fucking Achilles and be out 18
We're so deep,
months.
though.
I know.
I don't even think we were this deep in the Harbaugh years. Like, we had better top-end talent. Like, I don't think any of our receivers right now were as good as Boulding and Crabtree. But our fifth wide receiver on this team was better than Harbaugh's fifth wide receiver. I
Yeah,
know that
for
for
sure.
damn sure. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Do you drink that often, Bob?
No.
Okay. I have like 20 cans in the back hall that I'm like,
I don't think it's fair to judge any of our running backs based on this last game and how the offensive line didn't block for McKinnon and, McNichols and Joe Williams and Mostert. I think we got to see another game.
You know how I judge our running backs? When McKinnon got hurt, immediately I thought, all right, well, I guess we're going to see more of Joe Williams, and Mostert's going to get some more time.
And Breda went down, too.
Brady went down too. And then the next day, they went out and signed someone that actually has a chance to make the team.
Alfred Morris.
Yeah,
So
didn't
now
even bring that up.
if they thought Williams was the guy that was going to step up, they would have gone and got an undrafted free agent,
Yep.
somebody for cheap, somebody for nothing. They wouldn't have gone and signed Alfred Morris.
Yeah.
That tells me that Williams is going to fade away.
Yeah.
That's what that tells me.
I definitely think so, too.
so Morris was with Shanahan in
Washington.
Yeah, had some good years
So,
up there.
so shorter
Some
learning,
really good years.
shorter learning curve probably
Yep.
because
Well,
he's
you-
got some of the
Lingo.
knowledge.
Yeah.
He
The
averaged...
language.
But to go out and sign a veteran like that, as opposed to, I mean, there's 100 undrafted free agent running backs they could have signed just to, I mean, like they did with Breda and Mostert and
Morris started 5 games last year when Zeke was suspended, and he got over 500 and something. Granted, Cowboys offensive
Yeah,
line
but
and
still.
all that shit, but he definitely looked like he belonged in the NFL. The fact that he was still on the street at this point surprised me because
Yep.
he's not old. He's 29 years old.
Yeah, that
I mean,
was an odd thing that he was just available.
yeah.
I wonder who else is available running backs, right?
Yeah, I think there's quite a few out there. I think the running backs are kind of like the safeties right now. Like, there's legit
Well, and-
NFL players just sitting at home.
I think it also depends on your team, the scheme you run, and the type of runner it is. Like
Also, the influx of the rookie running backs this class and last class are like
Yeah.
almost historic.
I saw the reflection. I was like, who the fuck is
I find it funny that the Washington running back Darius Geis goes down, and instead of them signing Alfred Morris, we sign Alfred Morris.
and they lost their guy for the year.
Yeah, he's done for the year.
It was. I just had heard Alex Smith said some nice things about him.
Yeah, I guess
before
was
he got
good.
hurt.
Well, it was the running back that fell to the third round. First round talent falls to the third round due to character concerns
So wait, he was a rookie this year or last year?
this year.
So he hasn't played yet.
He got 3 snaps of preseason. That's it.
And what he hurt?
Torn ACL.
Oof.
Yeah.
Nice.
3 snaps. Again, meaningless football games.
Yeah, that's first, third round picks. Third round pick. That's a big investment.
Yeah,
You know
he
what
was
I mean?
going to be the guy this year for them. But
So-
fuck that organization because their owner Dan Snyder is a human piece of garbage. God, I know people bitch about Jimmy Haslam in Cleveland, but give me Jimmy Haslam every single fucking day over
Yeah,
Dan
he's just
Snyder.
a fuck up.
Every day over
Yeah, Haslam's
Snyder.
just a fuck up. Haslam's probably a fucking great guy to hang out with too. Probably a party.
Onto the defense. On the first snap, Solomon Thomas biting on the read option play in the preseason. I mean, come on, man. I get biting on the read option, but they're not going to design a run for Dak Prescott. This was all last year. How many times did I bring it up last year? He bites on every single read option play.
So free agent running backs, you care?
Sure.
DeMarco Murray.
Oh, he retired.
Okay. Andre Ellington, AP, Shane Vereen, Jamal Charles, Eddie Lacy. That's your boy, ain't it? That's your motherfucker. Brandon Oliver.
I'm pretty sure Jamal Charles is retired. Yeah, that's pretty dry, actually. There's nothing much out there.
Alfred Morris wasn't even on that list, so I figure.
How about that, though? Alfred Moore's getting a job before Adrian Peterson. When Adrian Peterson, that he could still be a top 5 running back.
Frank
And
Gore.
wouldn't it be
Frank
great-
Gore's got a job.
Frank Gore's got a fucking
yeah,
job.
Come on.
Wouldn't it be great if it was Jack?
Did you see
actually-
that they listed Frank Gore and Kenyon Drake as co-starters?
I did not.
And Kenyon Drake had a hell of a year last year.
Well, that means they take him seriously. That means he must just be showing up in the practice training camp.
I thank God, because I was hoping when they signed him that he wasn't just going to be a camp body that they were going to get rid of, because
Yeah.
I want him to get that fucking rushing record.
He's got to get it.
So this tells me he's a lock for the roster, and he's
got
going
to
to
get it.
work.
Yeah, he's got to get it. Pending no injury, he's good.
All right, Solomon Thomas biting on the read option to force Buckner, going to his signature move. It seems to work every single time. I don't even know what it's called. It's like a combination between a swim move and a fucking just like slaps their arms out of the way, but it just works every single time. He got in there for the sack. He didn't really get him
the
down.
Swim Club.
Yeah, but Solomon Thomas came in there to clean it up, but that was Buckner's sack all day long. Jimmy Ward loses track of the ball and the receiver and gets beat for a touchdown by rookie Michael Gallup. I don't know if it looked on the broadcast like he maybe lost it in the sun, but he stopped running. If he had kept running with him, he would have still had a chance to make a play on the ball. But he's getting there for me, where I'm like, he just needs to go somewhere else because it's wasting everybody's time.
Giddy up.
Sheldon Day looking good with a great run stop on the second series, and then on the very next play, he gets a great rush outside, and he was able to get to the quarterback's ankles before the ball was thrown. So he's showing up. Reuben Foster, with probably the play of the game, makes a ridiculous pass breakup on a play where he reversed direction and was still able to catch Tavon Austin.
Giddy up.
And last, Julian Taylor looked amazing.
What position?
Defensive end. Right now he's filling in for Armstead. Probably going to take his job because he looked that good. I watched him. He played most of the game, and he looked the same in the third quarter as he did in the first quarter.
What is he? Are they going to blitz him, or is he just going to?
No, he a defensive. He's a big defensive end. He's not an edge rusher. He's not a blitzer.
The Earl Mitchell.
Yeah, he's a Buckner.
Yeah.
But the other side of the line, he looked great. So I that's Richie James and Julian Taylor, both 7th-round picks that are definitely making this team, barring injury.
Giddy up. Fuck John Gruden.
I mean, if Lynch keeps this up, like, you got Adrian Colbert, you got Julian Taylor, you just keep hitting on these 7th-round picks that deserve to be on a roster. It's only a matter of time until we're like fucking deep. Man.
Is it a concern to you now that down the road John Lynch would leave to go be the GM in Tampa Bay?
Absolutely not. He's invested here. He's got Jimmy G. I mean,
For now. But I'm saying 5 years, 10 years.
He brings a Super Bowl.
Winning GMs don't leave organizations.
No. You bring a
doesn't work
Super
that
Bowl
way.
to a franchise like the San Francisco 49ers with all the history that goes with it, you're remembered forever. And he's already halfway there. He's got the quarterback. He's got the coach. He's on the right path. He is not leaving.
Baseball GMs will switch teams when they're winning. Football GMs don't do that.
I said it to you guys.
It's such a harder thing to capture in football that when you have it, you ain't about to fuck
because
with
of the
it.
salary cap.
Yeah.
You just got to keep losing
everything
players.
lined up, you ain't about to fuck with that.
But
I don't know why I feel, I don't know.
I can legitimately see Kyle Shanahan being... There's no way that Jed York didn't learn his lesson from the Harbaugh thing. Kyle Shanahan, if successful, is going to be here for 15 years.
I think there is a huge difference between Shanahan and Harbaugh.
And
I think the type of person to make it work with Harbaugh is not Jed York. I could see Jed York and Kyle Shanahan coexisting. You got to be a different type of motherfucker to make it work with Jim Harbaugh. You got to be able to more or less just write a check and stay the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, or you got to be a fucking lunatic just like him.
Yeah.
Like Haslam could deal with them because they're both the same. They're both lunatics.
I know he's going to end up in Indianapolis.
Who?
Harbaugh.
It's a good call.
They just hired a new coach, though, this year.
It's all right. Won't last.
They announced Josh McDaniels as their head coach
Yeah.
before it was official, and then Josh McDaniels...
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
How insane is that?
Yeah.
They announced it.
Yeah.
Josh McDaniels is our head coach.
Oh,
the
yeah.
team website.
Yeah, and who did they end up with?
Frank Reich
Yeah, exactly.
from
Jim Harbaugh.
Philly.
Maybe 2 years.
Yep. Because
He'll have outstayed his welcome at Michigan by
he's
then.
already on that.
Especially if Luck's still there, reuniting with Andrew Luck.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Stanford.
Like, yeah.
He coached him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But Harbaugh might run that division now if Urban Meyer is on the outs.
Oh yeah, because he let him. What did he?
Or that conference,
What
rather.
did he let happen? A rape?
I didn't look into it. I was hoping one of you guys had knowledge on that situation.
One of the coaches was a wife abuser.
and
And
he
they
knew
say
it.
he knew about it. Nobody can prove it, but his wife definitely knew.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I thought it had to do with the players.
No, the coach was abusing his wife, and the wife confided in Urban Meyer's wife. And they think it got shuffled underneath.
So
I've
that-
always hated Urban Meyer.
Between him and Nick Saban, I'll always take Urban Meyer.
Really?
Yeah, I fucking hate
You know
Nick
what?
Saban.
I hate both of them.
All of them can go fuck.
Yeah,
First
I
of all,
agree. I
people
agree.
didn't even write off Joe Paterno.
Right.
Yeah.
No, fuck.
Like, people didn't even write that off.
Like-
How is that college still have a football program? Like, it's fucking mind-blowing.
What
to
about
me.
Maryland? You
It's
see what's happening in Maryland?
Dude, it's the same thing as the fucking Catholic
But hold
religion.
on.
It's
Let-
fucking insane. Let's say, for 1 second,
I
that
go in the
Joe
same place.
Paterno
Okay.
or these fucking Catholic priests were fucking store managers at Walmart, right? And Walmart was shuffling it under the deck. Oh, the store manager in fucking Waterbury is molesting children. Move him to fucking California
Bridgeport. Yeah,
and bring in
whatever.
a different store manager from California so that nobody gets in trouble. First of all, right now, we would be burning down Walmarts. There'd be no more Walmart. We would be not only would we be burning it down, but our parents would be proud of us for burning down Walmart because their fucking managers were molesting children.
Yo, but what I have to question, if any of us in our own respected jobs, right, turned a corner at our home shop, home base, and saw one of our coworkers fucking a child or showering inappropriately with a child, that guy would get fucking beat in the parking lot.
I would attack immediately.
I would attack immediately.
First, my first reaction would be to attack, and I'd have to hold that back to get
take
the
care of
child
the
out
child.
of there.
Yes, no question.
And then attack.
And then, if my boss wouldn't fire him, I would fucking quit and blow.
I'd kill my
blow
boss.
every
Yeah.
whistle. I would blow every whistle until there
It's
was no
insane.
more whistles. What the fuck is wrong with people?
It's completely insane.
Fuck money.
If you're a fan of Penn
Oh, I
State
hear you.
and you're still a fan of Penn State, then don't even fucking talk to me. Like, for real. How can you support a school that completely knew shit was going on and just let it happen because they were winning? Get the fuck away from me. If you're a fan of Penn State, get the fuck out of here. Period.
I agree.
If the 49ers were hiding child molesters
Yeah.
and allowing it to go on from like a root level, no,
That's
I'm
probably
done.
one
I'm
of
done.
the only things that could get me to stop rooting
I'm done.
for the
I'm toast.
Niners.
It's fucking insanity.
So, welcome to the political version of the Gold Blooded Podcast. We love black people and hate child molesters. I guess is what this episode has taught us. How much time have we wasted?
Did you guys see how we ended up winning the game at the end? I thought that was pretty cool.
Nick Mullins did something.
2-minute drive.
Yeah, 2-minute drive. Got it done. Got it down to Richie James in the end zone with 10 seconds left. Took the lead by 1 point and went for the 2-point conversion. Penalty, we got a redo. We ended up getting it. Win by 3 points.
Did you see when they
So,
asked Shanahan
Jimmy
about
Garoppolo is still undefeated.
it? When they asked Shanahan about winning or going for 2 or whatever, and he was saying, "Well, we don't want to play overtime in a preseason game. Like, we're just trying to get the game over."
Yeah, they either win
So,
or lose.
it's over that
Yeah.
way. There's not
Yeah.
another whole, especially with the injuries we had. And then somebody asked him, "Well, what if you were behind by 2? Would you go for 2?" And he was like, "I don't know. I'd have to think about it because I do still want to win."
Yeah, no question.
Did you hear what he had to say about the injuries?
Yeah.
Did you?
Football?
No, like his answer. Well, they
Help me out.
somebody asked him, like, is there anything you could do to prevent injuries? And he was
Like
like,
they tried
yeah.
to,
Oh,
they were
yeah,
trying
yes,
to,
yes.
but they were trying to make it out like something he was doing was causing them.
Right.
Like they were trying to lead him down that
He's
path.
like,
Like,
well-
we didn't have this many before you were here, and now we have this many. Like,
But he was great. He's like, well, let's look at him. He's like, you got the two
Yeah.
the two shoulder injuries. Well, I guess those could have been avoided by
Sitting down and not
and
playing.
him not running the route. You
Yeah.
know, the tight end not running the route, and the running back really not getting in there. Okay, so then you got 2 concussions. Well, again, those guys could have not
Yeah.
gotten concussed if they weren't playing football. And then he went right down him like so ignorantly. I was like, oh, well, that was a stupid question.
He's getting a little bit more comfortable there.
Yeah.
That I don't think he would have came off like that last year.
I'll figure it out. Maybe he's been watching hardball pressers.
Yeah. I know this is going back a few weeks, but the that video that kind of went viral, Richard Sherman getting smoked by Marquise Goodwin in the one-on-ones.
Yeah.
What he had to say about that was that players need to be able to tune that shit out, and he did that on purpose for everybody to see that Richard Sherman doesn't give a fuck that there's some viral video going on around him.
Yeah, of all people, it was the right guy for it to happen with.
Because
you
he
know?
doesn't give a fuck. Richard Sherman has been in the game long enough to understand that what people are saying about you on Twitter and what's happening at training camp doesn't make you better. What makes
doesn't
you better
matter in October, November, and December.
Yeah, what makes you better is getting better. And
Yeah, and Shanahan was talking about how they have like Garoppolo's completion percentage at practice.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck?
yeah,
Well,
running back yards per carry at practice.
for baseball fans, baseball fans understand like spring training means absolutely nothing. The whole point of spring training is it's game time stuff to practice stuff you can't practice when it counts. So, for instance, a pitcher that has 3 pitches will work on a new pitch in the preseason when the game doesn't matter. So he doesn't even know how to throw this pitch, and he's throwing it in this game because he's trying to learn it, and there's no other way to learn it. So Sherman, coming off an Achilles, might have said, today I'm going to work on jamming guys at the line. And of course, you're going to get burned deep if you're jamming guys at the line and not working. It doesn't
and
make any
everything's
sense.
such an overreaction.
It wasn't
in the
even a
NFL.
preseason game. It was a practice.
Yeah.
It's like, get the fuck out of here.
It's such an overreaction in the NFL because unlike baseball where like one player can go from one team to another team, you can kind of see on paper a much better picture of what your team's going to look like this year because that player, you expect them to look the same. Whereas in football, you need guys that are playing in a scheme. Like, I don't know how many schemes there are in baseball and cohesion and how you play together and is the sum of the parts greater than the whole. Whereas you have that in football where you can have a bunch of mediocre guys, but if they play really fucking well together, the sum of the parts is greater than the whole and they overproduce just because they play well together.
Even like on that play, it could have been the safety's job to pick him up.
Exactly.
And the safety could have missed the fucking assignment. Who the fuck knows?
But it looked like a one-on-one drill at that.
It was.
You
And
know what
every
I mean?
single reporter says that those are set up for the wide receiver to win.
Yeah, it's just goofy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
In other fake news,
Yeah.
Donald Trump is still the president.
Yeah, training camp advice to everybody out there. Do not pay attention to good news, but pay attention to bad news because teams only let out the information that they want to let out. Everybody's going to say that everybody looks great.
Right.
But if there's a team that's saying one of their own players isn't looking good, that's when I start to pay attention because they don't have to say that.
All right.
That's all I got.
All right. So are we going to do 2?
Yeah.
Are we?
Okay.
Wrap it up.
We're at 51 minutes right now.
That's it.
Wrap it up.
So, if anybody would like to hear their email read by me, just send it over, goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com.
I don't know how we're going to get through all the ones we have this week.
Yeah, we'll worry about that next episode. Mike Curran, our Instagram and social media guru, is going to kick things into high gear in the coming weeks for the the big regular season push. We'll start.
I love how you just keep saying that. Like we've
had a conversation.
That's
with
your
him
way
about
of
it.
having a talk with him about putting more up. Like I'll just keep talking about it on air, and then he'll have to.
Yeah, I mean, just make promises for that other people.
Now
have
that
to keep.
Curran's going to be posting 17 times per hour from our Instagram, it should really pick up business. Exactly 17 per hour.
He's going to
post
start.
should get us some play.
He'll also interact with all the fans and on a just no matter when
On a
If you-
personal
if
level.
Need,
You
if
comment.
need to get in contact with the Gold Blooded Pod. Reach Mike Curran at any hour.
Yeah, any comment on Instagram, he will 100% be replying to.
We're gonna get you his home address so you can.
We'll set up his Q&A for later today.
He's gonna set that up himself. Actually,
Sherman holding court.
telling people what to do. He's probably just giving them popcorn. All right, so yeah, that's that.
Yeah, start getting the emails in because that definitely carries us through the season and
Yeah.
through the second episode. It's something that we look forward to very much, and we know the audience likes the emails too.
Help us help you. How about it? All right, I gotta go hit the rig in between deals here.